Hello everyone, in this video we are going to take a look at texture import settings. Previously we imported some sprites into our project, and since we are using pixel art, we need to change a few settings so that our sprites would appear as they should. Now before moving on, let's clean up the mess from the previous video. So click on these two game objects and delete those, and reset the position and rotation of the camera. Also, we messed with the grid and snap settings. So change the grid size back to 1. There we go. Now we have fixed everything. Now if I drag this wooden door inside our scene, you can see that it appears quite small even in our game view, and also when I zoom in on it, it appears blurred out. To fix these issues, we need to take a look at its import settings. So click on the wooden door image. The first property inside import setting is texture type. Make sure it is set to Sprite 2D and UI, because the sprite renderer, which is the component responsible for displaying our sprite in our scene, only takes in images of texture type sprite. So if I click on this button and select none, then you can see that there is nothing assigned to the sprite field of the sprite renderer, and you cannot see the wooden door inside our scene. And also it tells you that this requires an image of texture type sprite by showing the texture type in parentheses. So if I assign it to the door again, then you can see a sprite. Also, I wouldn't be able to drag and drop this sprite directly inside of a scene if it is not set to Sprite 2D. I can show you this by changing it to default and applying. Now you can see, first of all, the sprite is missing, and also if I try to drag it, I can't. So let me just change it back to Sprite 2D and UI. So it appears again. So select all your sprites and make sure the texture type is set to Sprite 2D and UI. The next property is sprite mode. In case of our wooden door, which contains only a single sprite in a file, the sprite mode should be single. But for sprite sheets which contain multiple sprites in a file, the sprite mode should be multiple. So for all these files which contains multiple sprites in a single file, set the sprite mode to multiple and hit apply. And all these single sprites, set the sprite mode to single. After setting the sprite mode of our sprite sheets to multiple, we also need to slice them so we can extract multiple sprites from a single sprite sheet. In order to do that, we need to click on Sprite Editor and click on this slice drop down. Now there are three ways in which we can slice this sprite. We can set it to automatic so that the Unity takes care of deciding how to slice this, but it doesn't do a decent job because this is an animating sprite, and if we leave it at that, then we would have problems in our animation. So we're going to use grid by cell size. And the grid by cell size, we need to specify pixel size, and we're going to use 16 by 16 because the resolution of all our sprites is 16 by 16. So if I select 16 by 16 and slice, then by holding Ctrl you can see it is sliced perfectly. Hit apply and do this process with all our sprite sheets. So the bomb party sprite sheet, click on Sprite Editor and again slice, grid by cell size, type 16 by 16 and slice. Hit apply. And also enemy walk left, Sprite Editor, slice, grid by cell size 16 by 16, slice and apply. Now you can see there are 4 sprites, and you can drag any one of them inside our Unity scene, and you can see that they are completely separate sprites. Now delete those. In sprite mode, there is only one field that we need to care about, and that is pixel per unit. Now before I explain this, I need to tell you that despite the fact that we are creating a 2D game, Unity is still a 3D game engine. What I mean is Unity does not use pixel to manipulate sprites, rather it uses units. So if I click on this wooden door, you can see that the position in the transform component shows where this object is situated with respect to the scene's origin. So if I reset this object's position, you can see this object is now at the origin of our scene. So the position shows you how many units is the object from the origin. So if I drag this exactly 1 unit far, then it is 1 units in the x direction. So now that we know that Unity uses units rather than pixels to manipulate game objects, The pixel per unit defines how many pixels in a sprite will represent one unit inside of Unity. So if we look at the resolution of our image, that is 16 by 16 and the pixel per unit is 100. So that means that the height and width of this wooden door sprite is 0.16 units. And we want the width and height of this sprite to be 1 so that it can fit inside this grid, which makes it easy to use this sprite inside of a tile map, which is also a grid based system. So set this pixel per unit property of all our sprites to be 16 except this icon. And now this door is fitting accurately inside of this grid, as you can see. Now the next property that we need to be aware of is this filter mode. Currently our sprite is looking blurred out because by default Unity is applying bilinear filtering. So change the filter mode to point, which essentially means that no filter is being applied. So here you can see that our sprite is looking crisp and clear. So apply this setting and change the filter mode of all our sprites to point. The next issue we need to take care of is compression. All the settings related to the texture compression will be shown here on the bottom, and you can also override these settings based on the platform for which you are creating your game by clicking on the platforms here, which will be shown if you have installed these platforms using Unity Hub. So we are going to stick with the default. The max size property will tell Unity at what maximum resolution will our sprite be displayed. To explain this, let me just drag this icon inside of our scene, and let me show you that the resolution of this sprite is 1024 by 1024 and it takes 1 MB of storage. So if I restrict its max size to, let's say, 32, now this will degrade the image quality, as you can see, and also resolution is 32 by 32 and the size acquired on the disk is 1 KB. So you can see how this max size property affects sprites. Let me just undo the changes. The next property is resize algorithm, and it tells you which algorithm will be used for rescaling or resolution. Now all our sprites other than this icon are 16 by 16 resolution, so it doesn't matter whether we change the max size or not. Now the next setting is compression format, and it tells what compression format will be used for compression. So I'm going to leave it at automatic. Next setting is the compression quality, and this is the setting we need to change. To show this effect, let me just first delete this icon and also zoom in on one of these wooden doors, and if you just change the quality to none, notice that our sprite changes. Now this is the pixel art sprite that I created, and now it looks as it should. So apply this setting to all our sprites, and now all our sprites are set up properly. So in the next video we're going to take these sprites and create our level, and thank you for watching.